Let's see if it works on the first try. I think we're all set. Now, let me check on my phone, see how we're looking. Make sure the volume's down. Uh-oh. Nope, we're good. We're good. Sometimes you just never know with this laptop. I might be buying a new laptop or desktop with my tax money. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, running a little bit late. I had my oldest daughter, food poisoning. Don't go to Fats. It's going down the drains. Fats Cafe is going down the drain. The food was bad. I'm surprised all of us didn't get food poisoning. The service was bad. We were there for 2 hours. My bill was $90 for absolute crap. Y'all know me. I don't get on here and discourage like food places or shopping places or pretty much anywhere you go to do something. I usually don't talk about that, but yesterday was so bad. I gotta warn y'all. Do not eat at Fats Cafe anymore. Let them go bankrupt. Let them go down the toilet like they're already doing. Don't try to help them keep their heads above water, because it's bad. It's really, really bad. Really bad. The food was awful. I mean, my daughter got food poisoning. That's how bad the food was. Anyways, that's why run a little bit late today. We didn't have a live show over the weekend because we were doing family stuff over the weekend. Family first, guys. I know. Made some people mad. It happens. But family is always first. So we're on tonight, guys. How's everybody doing? I see Eddie Rose, Yvette Stowers, Foster, Christopher McDavitt, Game, Cock, Chuck, and Neo in the house. Appreciate y'all stopping by. And appreciate y'all having patience, because I know I'm running a little bit late this evening. Things happen. How did y'all's weekend go? Let me know in the chat real quick. You know, whenever the news broke that Jaden Daniels, the former quarterback of Arizona State, going to LSU, I was like, that's a big deal. That's going to help LSU. But then I actually started doing research on LSU and what all has changed. I'm telling y'all, LSU, they're going to be a good team. I don't think they're going to give Alabama a run for their money. Alabama's going to be elite. I mean, I'm not trying to like ruin the 2022 college football season. I'm just warning you. Alabama's going to run the table. They're going to go undefeated, and they're going to win the national championship. It'll be reminiscent of the 2019 LSU team and this year's Georgia team. And y'all, the SEC championship, I'm not going to get into that. Point is, Alabama is going to be king by far. But LSU is going to be much better than what they were this year. 6-7, dead last in the SEC West. So all my LSU subscribers, get ready for a much better year, especially with Auburn. They're not going to be good. I expect Auburn to finish dead last in the SEC West. Right above them, maybe a Mississippi State, although they'll probably go to a bowl. Mike Leach, he's going to score a lot of points, but you got to figure out that if you want to survive in the SEC West, you got to figure out defense, and he hasn't figured that out yet. So he'll score enough points to where Mississippi State goes to a bowl, but he won't be able to stop anybody. So yeah, I'd have Mississippi State right above Auburn. Arkansas, probably another 8-4 season, something like that, because their schedule is just absolutely brutal. Last year, I ranked the SEC schedule, Arkansas, the toughest. This year, Arkansas, the toughest, again. So what they did last year was amazing. Unfortunately, their schedule is going to be just as brutal this year. So 8-4 is going to be very, very good for them. Then this is where we get into the Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and LSU debate. And I know I'm hearing a lot of people talking about the great class that Texas A&M had. They actually got Max Johnson from LSU. I just don't trust Jimbo Fisher. I think he's a great recruiter. I just don't think he's a very good head coach. I don't. I mean, yeah, they beat Alabama, but then they turn around and lose to LSU and to some other teams that they shouldn't have lost to. So I'm confident in picking LSU above A&M. I think that's as far as they go, though, because Alabama and Ole Miss will be the cream of the crop. Alabama will be the cream of the crop, but Ole Miss will be right behind them. And then there's LSU, 8-4, 9-3, something like that. Brian Kelly. Okay. Best way I can explain Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. He did absolutely the best you can do at Notre Dame. He did. Okay? That's the best you're going to see. Notre Dame, watch these next 5 years. Notre Dame, they're going to go down. They're going to go down. Warning all my Irish subscribers. Notre Dame is going to go down because Brian Kelly is a great head coach, and he did absolutely everything he could accomplish at Notre Dame. Got him to the playoffs, got him to a national championship, never won, got blown out a few times in the playoffs. But I'm telling you, he did everything possible in the era of college football there is right now, what we're in right now. As good as you can recruit at Notre Dame, he did the best you could do at Notre Dame. Now he's going to LSU, whole different ballgame. He's going to be able to recruit way better at LSU. And let's face it, if Ed Orgeron can win a national championship at LSU, Brian Kelly's going to win a national championship at LSU. Because Alabama has those down years. I know they're few and far between, but once every 3-4 years they have that down year. And Brian Kelly is probably going to be the next best head coach in the SEC West. No offense to Ole Miss fans. Lane Kiffin, he's a pretty good coach. He's not elite yet. And yes, I would say Brian Kelly is elite. I really would. I would say Brian Kelly is an elite head football coach. So based on that, whenever Alabama does have that down year, it's LSU is going to be right there to pick it up and take it in. National championship. And I believe Brian Kelly will win a national championship at LSU. Not this year. Do not get it twisted. He is not winning a national championship at LSU this year. Don't people try to twist my words and say that I said something that I didn't. So let me be clear. Let me untwist that. No, not winning a national championship this year. But in his tenure, Brian Kelly will win one. So Jaden Daniels, not sure about, at first I was thinking, possible dark horse Heisman Trophy contender, but I'm not sure really, because I'm not sure how well he fits in with what Brian Kelly likes to do. Brian Kelly really doesn't, put the spotlight on the dual threat part of a dual threat quarterback. And that's what Jaden Daniels does the best, is the dual threat part, the running part. Ian Book, I thought he was a good dual threat quarterback, but Brian Kelly made him pass way too much. And he was just an average passer. So, is he going to do the same thing with Jaden Daniels? I don't know. I don't want to say yes, because Jaden Daniels is a much better dual threat quarterback than what Ian Book was. But if history repeats itself, then Brian Kelly's going to probably, more than likely, take Jaden Daniels out of his element. So that remains to be seen, but that's my gut feeling. So dark horse Heisman, probably not. Really, really good, yes. Elite, I don't know. Borderline. It depends on number one, that offensive line. If you really think about it, you know what? He might have to spotlight the dual threat part of Jaden Daniels, because what if that offensive line isn't good? Now, I know LSU has gone out and solidified that offensive line. They've went out and got some talent. I do think that offensive line will be better than what it was last year, but how much better? So that's another question. Yeah, a quick way to support the channel and the video is hit the like button. Easy, fast, simple, free. Takes a second. and it helps the video tremendously. People don't realize that. Hitting that like button, that's not a pat on my back, stroking my ego. No, that's for this video. Gets it suggested more, hits that YouTube algorithm, and more people come in, and of course more trash talk. And I love trash talk. Y'all already know that. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Wolf 58 Heisman, no way. I don't. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm not there yet. I don't like the combination of Brian Kelly and Jaden Daniels as far as Heisman Trophy goes. I don't think Brian Kelly will know how to use him at his max potential, but it's a pretty good pickup for LSU. So there's that. Also, Joey, put the PayPal link in the comments. From now up until March 11th, every stinking penny that goes to the PayPal account is going towards getting Joey to the Slob Olympics. And we will be there Friday. And I was, guys, ooh. I was looking at the weather report. We could be looking at a snowstorm, Pigeon Forge, for the Slob Olympics. I'm telling you. I've been keeping my eye on the weather because the weather's been crazy, and right now it's looking like there's going to be a setup for a pretty decent snow for Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So this might be one of the most interesting Slob Olympics in history. We might have to do all of the events in snow. Think about that. That can get crazy. And it's saying in the mountains of North Carolina and the mountains of Tennessee. We all know Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge is deep in the mountains of Tennessee, Smokies. Could be 6 to 8 inches, something like that. That's what I'm hearing. Hey, am I glitching? Am I buffering? I'm getting buffer every once in a while. I'm not too thrilled about that. So y'all let me know if it turns into a problem. But I've noticed that a couple times. A little glitchy here and there. Millis Vanillis in the house. I think Millis is going to be in there. Be there at the Slobs. Christopher McDavitt says he's going to be there on Thursday. Anybody else in the comments section going to be at the Slob Olympics? If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a competition for sports YouTubers. And last year was awesome. I think I was picked to finish like 12th or 13th. And I finished 7th. I wanted to be top 5, but there was a couple events that got me. Events based purely on luck. Like the paper, rock, scissors, knocked out in the first round. That hurt me bad. What was the other one? Well, cornhole really isn't based about luck, but that event got me. And the shoe throw. And I learned my lesson with that because what I did was I looked at what everybody else was doing with the shoe throw. And I saw Pigskin Pete grab the laces and twirl it like a slingshot and throw it like that. So I decided to use that particular technique. Didn't work at all. I was like bottom 5 out of 20. It was not good. No, bottom 5 out of 15. I might have been bottom 3. So that event hurt me bad. If I would have just taken it and thrown it like a football, I would have done all right because there were some bad throws, but I decided to do that, and it hurt me bad. Andre King, thank you for supporting the channel. $5 super chat. Appreciate you, bud. Very, very good supporter here, and we definitely appreciate. The Pig Bear says, call-ins, yes or no? You know what? Let's do it. If y'all want to call in, yeah, let's do it. If y'all have the call-in number, feel free to call in. If you don't have the call-in number, all you have to do is email us at refsuck@gmail.com, and we will email you the phone number. But when you email us, make sure to list your name and list the phone number that you're calling from. That helps us control the troll population. So if you do not have the call-in number to the call-in show, email us. Name, number you're calling from, and we will email you back the number to call in. So that's how you get the number. So anybody that wants to call in, feel free to good to go. You don't have to, don't feel obliged to. But, yeah. Sorry, checking some updates on my phone. Who else we got in here? The Pig Bear. Oh, the Pig Bear, Patreon member. Appreciate you, bud. There's a few things we're trying to figure out about Patreon. It's trickier than you realize. The biggest thing is posting videos. It's a totally separate thing from YouTube. And the way that I have the way I record set up is I use KineMaster to edit. And after I hit, send, it doesn't have the Patreon option. So I'm trying to figure out how to put that option on the KineMaster. That way I can upload separate videos for Patreon. Because that's one of the big perks you have at Patreon. So it's a pain in the butt to figure out. But I might, since we're going to the Slobs this weekend, I might ask Uncle Lou for some advice on that. He might know some tricks that I don't know about. So all might be figured out this weekend. We'll see. But we're working on it. We're definitely working on it. Millis Vanilla says, spells it out. ALABAMA. 100% Gumptard. A football elephant. There you go. Yes, I have many, many Alabama subscribers. Some of them not too happy because I predicted what was going to happen in the national championship. I predicted it. Yes, sir. You're on with Golden Blue Dude.
Golden Blue Dude, what's going on, man?
Not much. Hold on. Chat, can you hear him? Can you hear him? One time we had this problem where the microphone was turned awkwardly or something, so making sure I asked the chat if they can hear you. But go ahead. They'll let me know if they can't hear you.
All right, chat. Hey, chat, this is Joey. I wanted to call in to everybody in chat. The Golden Blue Dude store for merchandise is open and ready for business.
We're ready to roll.
I've been asking for merchandise.
So what are we offering right off the bat?
Well, if you're a Patreon member, you're getting a discount. I posted that in Patreon already. You've got a discount code. All Patreon members. There's different discounts for each level that you join. So if you're a Patreon member, be sure and check Patreon before you visit the store so you can get your discount code.
So what Joey's saying is he posted the link to the merchandise store in the chat, but if you want a discount, hop on over to Patreon and choose the level that you want to choose, and then you also get a discount for that merchandise store, correct?
Right.
Okay.
You get according to what level you join is according to how much of a discount you'll get at the store, and the store has exclusive Golden Blue Dude merchandise such as T-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, and even tennis shoes. Exclusive Golden Blue Dude brand tennis shoes.
Wow, how about that? That's pretty sweet. I didn't even see that coming. That's pretty awesome.
So everybody be sure and check that out. We also have, a while ago someone asked me for a Cash App link to send donations through Cash App. I posted that in the chat. I posted your wife's Cash App.
Very good.
That's the only Cash App I had. I don't think
that's
got
fine.
your Cash App set up yet.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have the Golden Blue Dude Cash App yet. That'll work though.
So I do have a Cash App link in there as well.
Yeah.
And I'll keep posting that. Anyway.
Hey,
sure to
John Waffle wants to know if we have any Golden Blue Dude underwear available. I think he's been wanting a pair.
I tell you what, John Waffle, I'll be sure and put a pair on there, and I'll make sure that it has the biggest flying WB you've ever seen in your life on it.
We got you covered, John Waffle. We got you covered. We're going to have Golden Blue Dude underwear available. Good.
I bet John Waffle will buy him about 12 pair. I'll have to get him and talk his Pitt a pair just from out of my pocket.
Yeah, there you go. I'll go in half. I'll go in half with you. How about that?
Yeah, really. Yeah. Another thing too. Let me go through here. Andre King sent you a super chat. I don't know if you thanked him yet for that.
Yeah. $5 super chat.
We have some new people in the chat. Hey, if you're new in the chat, be sure and post in there where you're from so we can shout you out and everything, and who you root for. We'd like to know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So anyway,
If
Hey,
it's
and
not, if you can't figure it out in the title or the emoji for your comment, then we want to see a comment so we know who you're. We like to know who we're talking to and who's being represented.
Yeah, and like I said, there's some new people in there. Be sure to smash the like button, everybody. And if you want to call in, I've got the email posted up there in the chat as well. So just email, and we'll send you the phone number to call in to the live show.
Hey, Brandon Baker's asking.
I'll let you go.
Wait. Brandon Baker's asking about gold and blued sunglasses.
I have not got them on there yet. They will
We're
be
working
coming.
on it.
They will be coming. I will be having those on there. I don't have them up there yet, but if people keep an eye out for those, they should be up there within the next couple of days.
Okay. Sounds good. I know you and I were talking about that. I didn't know if we got it locked down yet or not.
Yeah, I haven't decided if I want to do golden blue dew glasses or if I want to do West Virginia Mountaineer glasses. So
we have like a broad a broad selection of fan bases, so we might want to go golden blue dude on that one.
And I like Kuz's comment there.
Yeah.
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 Kuz, I'm on here sometimes. I call in every once in a while.
Joey, man, he does a lot for this show.
I'm gonna let some other people call in. Kuz, why don't you give him a call and you guys discuss some college football?
Calling Kuz out.
All right, guys. Y'all take care.
Hey, you got Kuz's number right? Because I don't know if he has the number of the call-in show. He has the other number, I think.
I'll give him. I'll send it to him. I'll text Kuz. I'll text you the call-in number.
All right, cool. All right,
man.
All right, see you, bud.
See you later.
Have a good one. Yeah, that's another good point. Pig Bear, copyright. I'm not sure how that would work. I like it. Chris says, great LSU video today. Yeah, I have a good feeling about LSU. I don't think they're going to be like world beaters. I don't think they're going to win the SEC West or get the playoffs or national championship or anything like that. But I think they will take a step forward. I really like what LSU did in the offseason. I mean, it's a completely new program now. I mean, from the head coach to the transfers that they got in to the rebuilding of the offensive line, because that was a problem last year. I just like how they went about this offseason. So, yeah, I like the direction LSU is going to go this year. 8-4, solid 8-4 with a possible 9-3. And if some things really fall their way, I think they could have a 10-win season. But that's not what I'm predicting. I'm not predicting a 10-win season. I'm just saying they need a couple things to fall their way for that to happen. I just don't know. We'll see. All right, we got some. Let me do some shout-outs real quick since we got some people in here. All right, give me a second, guys. All right, Eddie Rose, Yvette Stowers Foster, Christopher McDavitt, Gamecock Chuck, Neo, Jay Glizzy, 1999, Brendan Baker. Let's see, who else do we have? S. Michael Dehart, Wolf 58, Ray Finkelsaus, of course, Joey Foster. Did I already say Brendan Baker? Well, if not, there you go. Mountaineer News 2. Almost got me. Dark Maths. Jesus is in the house again. Millis Vanillis, Tom Bold. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? Major Wolf, I see. The Pig Bear. Let's see. Keep scrolling. Bacon 64, I see you. Josh S, I see you. Stephen E. Straight, Lost Aggie 66. Of course, John Waffle H2P. The guy that's wanting some golden blued underwear. He's in the house. David Schopfer. I think I pronounced that correctly. Kuz's Corner in the house, of course. Tom Bold. Andre King, and the $5 Super Chat. Appreciate you, bud. Wisconsin sports fan is here watching Golden Blued with us. And we have another caller, by the way. What's up? You're on with Golden Blued?
Alright, got it on.
Huh?
Alright, sorry. I said alright, just got on out of the blue.
You're good.
Oh, yeah, this is the Pig Bear. This is Pig Bear.
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Just, so, I had to talk about, is stemmed from a conversation about the Carolina Panthers from me and my friend at lunch today. We were just talking, and we were talking about the coaching carousel, and I don't know. That's just really been on my mind today. Just wanted to bring it up.
Which coaches?
It started from who the Panthers should draft. Should they go after Kirk Cousins, or should they draft Pickett or Malik Williams? Or
Honestly, I think they should go after Pickett.
Yeah, I think they should go after Pickett also.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I hate Pitt, can't stand him, but facts are facts. And Kenny Pickett, I think he's going to be a great NFL quarterback because I think he's a great pro-style quarterback. And pro-style quarterbacks tend to do well in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's got great mechanics. He's got great vision. I think he'll be able to catch up to the speed of the game fairly quickly. So, yeah, I think Kenny Pickett would be a great pick for Carolina.
Yeah. But, and then it came to, was it the system? The reason we were bad, or was it the players? We really argued more on the system side.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. I saw a lot of issues with that. Play calling was head-scratching at times, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and it really got to, because I argued they should have never got rid of Rivera.
Yep.
And then I brought up a few coaches who were open. I don't know if I was 100% correct on this, but I said Mike Leach. That would have been funny. Mike Leach coaching in the NFL.
That would be very interesting. That would be extremely entertaining. I would watch that. I don't know if he would be successful, but he would be entertaining for sure.
Yeah. Due to political reasons, I don't think David Tepper would hire Mike Leach. Not to get political, but he did have like a weird relationship with Donald Trump. Mike Leach, not to get political at all on the channel.
No. That's facts. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean that's a fact. I agree with that, of course. So, do you think that Matt Rule is not going to last at Carolina?
No, I don't think they should have hired Rule. I think they should have Rivera, because I know it was the worst division in all of football in 2020, yeah. But Ron Rivera still led the football team, or whatever we're supposed to call them now, to winning that division.
Yep. I can't remember the reason. What was the reason stated why they fired him? Was it
I don't know.
Lack of success or what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they were in a situation to where they were trying to move on from Cam Newton and kind of in a rebuild situation. So I don't know what they were expecting. You know, what were their expectations? Didn't make any sense to me at all. I thought he had him headed in the right direction. Maybe it wasn't going as fast as they wanted it to. That's the only reason I can think of. But, you know, when you're trying to transition from one type of quarterback to another type of quarterback, you got to change pretty much the system in which your offense works in, and that takes time. So, yeah, I'm with you on that one. I didn't agree with it. It didn't make sense. But at the same time, I did think that Matt Rule was a good hire at the time. It's not looking like it is right now, but at the time it happened, I thought, that looks like a decent hire. So it's just one of those things where maybe a college coach didn't transition well into the NFL. I mean, Nick Saban, perfect example.
Yeah.
Greatest college football coach ever. Terrible NFL coach. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Before we get back onto college stuff, I know I'm semi-biased. I mean, I feel like kind of like West Virginia, but I think West Virginia will go and win at Pitt next year. I just see Pitt taking a dive after this season.
Well, you know, I don't think Pitt will take a dive, and you know, I know everybody's going to take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt because I am a West Virginia fan. I do think West Virginia will beat Pitt because I like what we did in the offseason with our offense. It's very difficult to score 30 points on West Virginia. The problem was West Virginia had difficulties, scoring more than 20 points. ergo, we lost. That's how we lost most of our games. We just couldn't score enough points.
Yeah.
So I think this year, especially the offensive coordinator, Graham Harrell, I think we're going to be able to put up a lot of points. I really do. I think this year teams are going to have to put up at least 30 on West Virginia to beat us instead of 20 this past year. So it's going to go up by at least 10 points. And I think that's worth a couple of victories. And with I know Pitt is getting Keaton Slovis, but losing Kenny Pickett is going to hurt. And I think Keaton Slovis is going to let him down. I ran down the stats on USC last year, and USC protected Keaton Slovis very well, like top 20, top 15 in sack rate and sacks allowed. So, I think Pitt fans are in for a disappointment with Keaton Slovis. I really do.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
I still think they'll compete for the Coastal because I just see, the saying the Coastal is much weaker than the Atlantic in the ACC because North Carolina, I was at the Mayo Bowl, which is weird because I'm a Clemson fan. I went to the Mayo Bowl because my high school, my school, they got one of our players was up for an award they were giving out there. He didn't win, but they gave us free tickets for that.
John Waffle, HTP, $1.99 super chat. We have 90% our players coming back. Hold on, let me make sure I'm reading that right. We have 90% and then the word "our," not "our," "our." We have 90% our players coming back. I think what he's trying to say is 90% of their starters or 90% of their entire roster from last year. Is it 90% starters or 90% of your entire roster? That's a big percentage. I've never even heard of that. Like, on a good year, usually a team will return like 70%, 75%, 90%. Wow, that's impressive. Not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna debate because if that's true or not, but.
Oh, he says roster. 90% of the roster. Holy! I didn't know that was possible. So only 10% of their entire roster left? Wow. Wow. If that's true, I'm actually blown away, to be honest with you. If that's true, I'm blown away because I've never heard of that stat before as far as it being that high. 90%. He is saying that 90% of their roster is coming back. Wow. Wow.
Back to my Coastal rant, but my ACC rant.
I mean, well, who is there in the Coastal there?
That was just a horrible shoving. South Carolina, because I watched their last two games of the season because obviously I was watching the Clemson South Carolina game. Clemson just went out there and annihilated them.
Yep.
And considering how ones were bringing up, it was going to be Clemson and North Carolina in the ACC championship. If those two teams, let's just say the rest of the coast, whoever finished above North Carolina and the Coastal fell off the earth, and Wake Forest and NC State stopped existing, because I think NC State actually...
Both of those two teams are in the Atlantic.
Yeah. They shoved it. I think that ACC championship game would be like Clemson 56 to like nothing or something.
Do you know who I have winning the Coastal this year? I have the Canes. I really like what they did in the offseason. Their schedule sets up nicely. North Carolina might miss a bowl, guys. I know that sounds shocking because of how well Mac Brown, how good of a start he got to at North Carolina. But they're starting to slide down a little bit, and they did lose Sam Howell, and they had a big time difficulty replacing Carter and Williams at running back, and that's what really propelled the previous team. So I don't think they get the running game figured out. Sam Howell's gone. I know they have a 4-star coming in to replace him, but that's going to take some time. North Carolina is not going to be an exciting competing for the Coastal this year. It's just not going to happen. I think it's going to be between Miami and Pitt. I have Miami winning it, but the Coastal is so bad that, of course, Pitt could still win it. I mean, Pitt could go 7-5, 8-4, and they would win the Coastal. I just think Miami is going to be a smidge better this year.
I see him the Coastal being up between Pitt, Tech, and Miami, and I think Pitt comes out on top, kind of in a situation like we had in the Atlantic this year with Clemson, Wake Forest, and NC State, where it was like at a point where going into the last week, Clemson was still technically alive to win the division.
Yes.
And it nearly happened, and I got so mad over that.
Yeah, if Wake Forest would have lost, I think it was their last game, Clemson would have won, because Clemson had the head-to-head.
Yeah, if NC State lost and Wake Forest lost, Clemson would win over the head-to-head. And Boston College was, I think, beating Wake Forest for like a little bit in the first quarter, then it really just went down.
I think Boston College is going to surprise a lot of people in the Atlantic. I really do. I think they're going to be the biggest jumpers.
Yeah, I think Clemson bounces back. Obviously, totally no bias there, but no, just generally speaking, I think Clemson bounces back. Then probably Wake Forest, because I don't see them plummeting, but I don't see them repeating last year.
No, I think they'll slide down to third place. I really like NC State. I think it's going to be Clemson, NC State, Wake Forest. I think Wake Forest is going to be decent, maybe 7-5, 8-4. I just don't think they're going to have quite the magic that they had last year. They're still going to be a good team, especially for Wake Forest. I mean, let's face it, 7-5 is a great team. They had a historic team this year, the best since that ACC championship year about a decade or so ago. So, I mean, still 7-5, 8-4. That's good. That's good for Wake Forest.
I agree with you. I think NC State's hungry because, look, I dislike NC State this whole season after what happened, and because I had COVID. And that game happened. It was like it was the worst day ever. But I do think they kind of got screwed over by the Holiday Bowl.
Yep.
When was that? The 28th or 29th?
I think it was 29th. I think they were supposed to play UCLA, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that would have been a good game too. I was looking forward to it. So that was a shame.
Yeah, and but.
Oh, John Waffle, H2P, another $1.99 super chat says, I believe Pitt is a playoff contender. Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
All right.
The train is off the track now. The train is off the track. It's official. Anyways, but yeah, I agree with pretty much what you said. Not sure about Wake Forest though. I don't think they're going to be nearly as good as they were this year. Bowl team, yes. Coastal Division champ, no. That Clemson is definitely going to bounce back, and I think NC State will finish above Wake Forest. I think it's between NC State and Clemson for the Atlantic, and I'm picking Miami right now to win the Coastal.
One thing you can call bias on also because that's also have an App State connection. September 4th in Boone, App State wins by like a touchdown.
Which game are you talking about?
North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Appalachian State will beat North Carolina. You are correct. Yes.
I want to go to that game, but it's also my mom's birthday that weekend, so she probably won't let me.
Never know. Don't give up, man. There's always hope until it's actually game day and you're not there.
Yeah.
Anything else for us, bud?
No, just probably more ranting about how good Clemson baseball is this year, and I thought they were going to be horrible. Yeah,
West Virginia baseball has surprised me, to be honest with you. They were ranked in the top 25 last time I saw, so that's impressive. Ray Finkel's house with the $9.99 super chat. How would you grade UAB season last year? I would grade UAB season. You know what? I would probably say either a B+ or an A-. I think UAB had a pretty good year. I liked what they did, and they beat some teams that they weren't supposed to beat. I like that question. Good question, and I would give UAB a B+. That's how I would grade them. Very good.
Last thing thinking, I think West Virginia is at UNCC this weekend, or I know they come down to UNCC.
Yeah. That's this weekend. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Well, I'm going to let you go. Let some other people call in, but you're more than welcome to call anytime, man. Great conversation. We appreciate it.
All right, bye.
See you, bud. Have a good one. That was a good call. That was a very good call. Very knowledgeable. Knew what he was talking about. Not really all that biased. Great stuff. Major Wolf says he wants to call in. He sent the email. Hold on. Let me check and see. I might be able to do this real quick if somebody doesn't call him while I'm doing it. Give me 1 second. I can multitask. I see you, man. I see you. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. And it is sent. You're good to go, man. Yeah, and UAB smoked BYU in a bowl. That was the icing on the cake. That's why a solid B+. Pushing A- because of that bowl win. But having said that, BYU did have some key starters out. So, yeah. Oh, Coop's calling in. Hey, what's going on, bud?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Oh, man, we doing good. We having a pretty decent live show so far.
I like it.
Although I will say John Waffle H2P is he's a little out there right now, man. Hold on. Whoever's calling in, hold on until we're done with Coos. Sorry, I only have one line. So as soon as me and Coos are done, you can call back in. I'll have you next on. But did you see what he was saying? He was saying 90% of the roster is coming back. That's insane.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up because I don't know if I buy that.
I've never heard of that before. I really haven't.
I'm not saying he's lying. I just need to look and see. Maybe 90% was a figure of speech for most of our roster, because that's crazy if that's true. I know they've got a lot of guys coming back.
They do.
That,
but
90% is like massive.
Yeah, that's a lot. So we'll see. We'll do some research on that and try to figure out the exact percentage of that, like exact.
Right.
It just seems like a lot. How's your week been going, man?
So far, so good, I guess. Today was a really busy day. I actually knocked out 2 videos today.
Oh, yeah. So you're getting through your Monday.
What's that?
So you're getting through your Monday.
Yeah, man. I worked today on job, and plus but I found at least a couple videos in. I got one publishing in the morning, but they're both basketball related. But
well, people. Now that you're in the game, you can relate to this. People don't realize that, especially February, March, and most of April, it gets really slow for the college football YouTube community. Like, your views goes down, interest goes down, so it turns into a pretty good grind right about now. So every little bit you can put out helps.
Yeah, it actually it can be discouraging if you let it.
Yeah, that's why it's about the mindset. As long as you know what's going on and you realize it's not you, it's just how it is during this time of the year, right. Just got to get through it. That's all,
Yeah, it's all good, man. I'm still grinding. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it, though.
Exactly. That's what it's about, man. Just keep enjoying it. And then next thing you know, man, boom period will come around and you'll be like, man, where did this come from?
But now, what are you thinking about? I haven't had a chance to watch your LSU video yet, man. But so what are your thoughts on Jaden Daniels going to LSU?
Well, when I first saw that, I was like, man, that's very interesting. I think Jaden Daniels could definitely add a different dimension to LSU because he's really good on his feet. Like, he's a true dual threat quarterback.
Yep. So
I looked into it and I started thinking, I was like, well, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. He might not be that great of a fit because of, Brian Kelly's system. Like I mentioned earlier, Ian Book was a pretty decent dual threat quarterback, but Brian Kelly didn't let him focus on that. He focused on, the throwing part, which is fine. Ian Book was okay, but he was better on his feet. The thing that changed my mind about LSU is I saw all the other stuff that they changed. LSU is going to be running probably 4 or 5 deep at the running back position. I'm talking about guys that are going to be chunking 5-6 yards a carry. So their running game is going to be off the charts this year. They have most of their production coming back on wide receiver. They have a stud coming back at wide receiver who's coming back from injury. That's going to boost them. And they went out and got several transfers and recruited at a high level to fix that offensive line. So top to bottom, starting with Brian Kelly, going all the way to Jaden Daniels. I don't think he's a make-or-break type of situation. I just think he adds to this situation. I think LSU is going to be pretty good. I really do. When I say pretty good, I'm thinking 8-9 wins. I don't think they're going to challenge Alabama. I think Alabama's going to be super elite. Super elite. But
yeah,
LSU.
I think they're going to be blowing everybody out. I don't think they're going to be close. I
agree. This is going to be reminiscent of the 2019 LSU. That's how good they're going to be. And their quarterback, back-to-back Heisman, only the second person ever to do that. Second. That kind of surprised me. I thought there was more people that won 2 Heismans, but there's only one other. There's only one other person. So we might see some history this year. He's good enough too.
Yeah, he is.
Bryce Young.
Tim Tebow almost did it, but he didn't.
Yeah, he won it one year, and I think he finished second or third the next year.
Yeah, I think Archie Griffin.
Yep.
The only other one.
Yep, you are correct, sir.
From way back in the day.
I think it's back in the 50s or something.
Way before our time.
Yeah, definitely before my time, for sure. But that's crazy to think about, though. Only one person has done it, and Bryce Young, man, he has a. It's not just maybe he can do it. No, he's the favorite. He most definitely can do it.
I agree. I mean, he's definitely the guy. I mean, I can't help but wonder had Mechie and Williams not gotten hurt, would that game have turned out differently? I think it would have, or at least been closer.
It would definitely been closer. I agree with that. Definitely. But this year, I don't want to use the word lock because nothing is ever a lock. But if you look at the recipe, Bryce Young is dynamic in and of itself, okay? And a team that has a player like that wins a national championship and blows everybody out, that increases his chances of winning the Heisman even more. Who's gonna even challenge him?
Well, I mean, you've got the only ones I can think of would be maybe. Gosh, man, I don't know. I mean, Caleb Williams, maybe.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I'm interested to see what Spencer Rattler's going to do at South Carolina. I don't think he's going to be Heisman worthy, but I think South Carolina's going to be a really good team in the East.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a surprise team. I really do.
I think they're going to be the Kentucky. I had Kentucky as the surprise team finishing second. I think this year's going to be South Carolina. I do.
Yeah, and I'll tell you who else I think is going to be a surprise team this year is Nebraska. I think this is the year Nebraska turns the corner.
I 100% agree with you. People do not realize what's going over there. They look at that 3-9 record. Guys. All but one of their losses was by one possession, and they added a ton of talent. They are going to flip a lot of those games. I agree with you.
And they were horrific on special teams. So if they get their special teams fixed,
yep,
they lost. I mean, they would have won more games if they had better special teams play.
Yep.
So if they get that fixed, they're going to be. I mean, they could really be good.
Oh, by the way, we were kind of off with Archie Griffin. It was 74-75. For some reason, I was thinking it was farther back than that.
I didn't have a clue. I knew it was. That's still before my time. So.
Okay, what about these names? Brian Myers is saying C.J. Stroud for Ohio State. I could see that.
Yeah,
Jackson Smith, the wide receiver for Clemson. Potentially, but he's got some work to do. He has the capabilities, the explosiveness, but his quarterback's got to get it together as well. Uwe Unglele?
Yeah, ukulele.
Yeah, ukulele.
I don't know, man. He's got to show me something. I didn't really. I didn't like what I saw from him last year. Of course, in his defense, I don't think his offensive line gave him any help.
No, they did not have a very good offensive line. John Waffle is saying Keaton Slovis. Guys, I'm trying to warn Pitt fans right now. I did the research. USC protected Keaton Slovis actually very, very well. Their sack rate percentage was, I think, top 20, and their sacks allowed was like top 15. I'll have to go back and check the video, but it was really, really good. I think they're in for a letdown with Keaton Slovis. I really do, because he did not perform very well, and that offensive line was protecting him. Now, I know the running game wasn't very good for USC, so he didn't have good run support, but I'm just trying to warn him. You know, I don't think he's going to.
Hopefully, the 3 or 4 sacks he's going to take in the first game.
Exactly.
Team Mesidor is not going to hurt his Heisman chances too much.
Kenny Pickett is a better quarterback than what Keaton Slovis is.
And I don't know if people realize, and I don't know how much this will matter, but I think it will. Graham Harrell will know Keaton Slovis's weaknesses.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I don't really know. I don't know how that'll. I mean, it might not help a lot, but it can't hurt for sure. As a West Virginia.
Well, think about this. Would you rather have the quarterback that knows the other offensive coordinator, or would you rather have the offensive coordinator that knows the other quarterback?
Oh, definitely the offensive coordinator that knows the quarterback.
There you
That's
go.
What I was having a conversation through after one of my videos, or maybe his video. Anyway, it was Dawkins Pitt. He and I were talking back and forth, and he said, yeah, but Keaton Slovis knows Graham Harrell. I said, yeah, but he's not the coach. Graham Harrell's the coach.
Is it gonna be in the coach's ear saying, "Oh, I know this formation. This is the defense you need to call"? No.
He breaks down players' weaknesses for a living.
Ray Finkelsaus with the $9.99 super chat. Ray Finkelsaus, he says, "How do you think Rattler will do at South Carolina?" I think me and Coos agree that Spencer Rattler is going to have a pretty good year at South Carolina, and South Carolina is going to be a dangerous team in the East. I think South Carolina. Listen to this. Listen to this. I think South Carolina is capable of upsetting Georgia.
Hot take there, man.
Because, okay, so check this out. Back in 2019, when South Carolina went to Georgia between the hedges, Georgia, I think, was top 10 that year. Yours truly was the only person that called that upset. But, I think this South Carolina team is better than that South Carolina team, so this upset won't be as, whoa, I didn't see that coming. You know, I think more people will predict that upset than people realize. I think South Carolina has a really good shot of upsetting Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia might take a step back this year.
Oh, they definitely will.
I mean,
Yes.
They're going to be good. Don't get me wrong. They're still Georgia. But they're not going to be the Georgia of 2021, I don't believe.
Well, the thing is, Georgia didn't have an elite offense. They had an elite defense, and they lost a lot from that defense.
They're losing the big dude up front, Davis.
Yep. Oh, he's worth 3 players. He's worth 3 players right off the top right there.
Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
I mean, they're right there. Probably 2 potential first-round draft picks.
Shout out to Trent in the SIP. He is a fairly new Ole Miss YouTuber. Go check out his channel sometime.
Yeah,
he's got some good stuff.
I actually done a collab with him.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Y'all need to go check him out. He's got some good stuff over there.
Who will win the Big 12?
Baylor. Yeah, definitely. Not Texas. That's not happening.
Do you know who I think a dark horse is to win the Big 12 this year? No kidding.
Who you got?
Kansas State.
I agree with that, dude. I 100% agree with that.
State, man. Adrian Martinez. People make fun of that kid. I'm telling you, man. You put him in the right situation. If he's happy and he's got 1 year, he's going to ball out, man, because he's only got 1 year left.
Oh, absolutely. And he's not going to have
he's gone back.
And he doesn't have the injury issues that Skylar Thompson had. That dude, I kind of felt bad for him, man. He was getting injured like once a year.
Yeah, I know, man.
And I thought he was a good quarterback.
He was good. He wasn't great. He's kind of odd. He wasn't great. You know who he kind of reminded me of?
Who?
Skylar Howard that we had.
Yes.
He wasn't great as far as throwing the ball. He wasn't real accurate. But he could make plays when he had to. He could run away from pressure.
For me, the way that I described Skylar Howard was he wasn't good enough to win a game on his own, but he was good enough to not lose a game on his own.
Yes. And he was definitely their best option. They were definitely a better team in there, for sure.
Yep, I agree with that. But, sadly, I predicted that Miami was going to trounce West Virginia because even though we had a 10-win season, the Big 12 was way down, and the 2 decent teams that we played, I think it was Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, we got trounced. So, unfortunately, I saw that beating coming a mile away.
Yeah, man, I don't know. We just, with the exception of those 4 years, we had Pat White.
Oh, my gosh.
And of course, the one Orange Bowl. We've not done very well in bowl games.
No. We've been terrible in bowl games. I remember back in '93 when we went undefeated, and I was mad that we didn't go to the national championship. But had we won the Sugar Bowl, we would have won a share of it. No, we get blasted. What was it, 41-7 by Florida in the Sugar Bowl?
It was awful.
Yeah,
we scored the first play of the game or first possession of the game.
First possession, 7-0,
and then here we go. We didn't score again, man. They put it on us.
Well, what happened was they rattled us with that hit on Kelchner. I mean, they hit him good, and it messed with him bad. John Waffle says, "Serious question: do you think WVU should go to the MAC?" Well, I wanted to read that out loud because he said, "Serious question." No, nobody, even if there's any other Pitt subscribers or Pitt viewers, even Talk is Pitt would say that's not a serious question. Come on, man. Jennifer Miller says, "Clemson 2022 predictions. What do you think, Coos?"
I think Clemson will be better in 2022, but I'm anxious to see how losing those two coordinators is going to hurt them.
Yeah, especially Brent Venables.
I still think they'll probably be the best team in the ACC.
Yep.
Don't necessarily think they're going to make the playoff.
I think they're definitely 100% a New Year's Six bowl team. It just depends on if they can avoid that, what the heck game. Why did we lose to that team game? You know what I'm saying? If they can avoid that, because let's face it, they do play in the ACC, and they don't play Georgia like they did last year. Their schedule is much softer this year, so it is doable to go undefeated and not be an elite team, and then see what everybody else does. So I'm not saying that they're a playoff team, but I am saying that they could still get to the playoffs even though they're not a playoff team, if that makes any sense.
No, I agree with that, just because they're in the ACC.
Exactly.
But I'm going to say that I don't want to hold you up. I know you got other people on the call in, but I wanted to say real quick, I think NC State might be a dark horse to win the ACC as well this year.
I would agree with that. I have Clemson 1, NC State 2, and Wake Forest falling to 3. I do think Boston College could jump as well. I like Boston College jumping up to that 3 or 4 spot.
Yeah, that's very possible. I don't know. I haven't followed them that closely, so I don't know a lot about them. But
I think Miami will win the Coastal this year. I really do. I think they have a much better coach, and I like what they did on their defense. I think their defense is going to be much better. I'm still worried a little bit about their offense, especially that offensive line. But the Coastal is trash. So I would say between Pitt and Miami, whoever wins that game is going to win the Coastal.
Very true. I see a question here I want to address. It says, do you think West Virginia will ever win a national championship in football or basketball? If they do, what will you do? Me personally, I would cry my eyes out. No lie.
They don't even understand. When West Virginia won the Sugar Bowl, I cried, dude, back in 2006.
I cried when they went to the Final Four, man.
Oh my gosh, I remember. I was in the Applebee's in Kanawha City, dude, and there's probably 100 people in there, and it's not supposed to hold more than 40. There's 100 people in there. My gosh, dude, I have never the emotion in that room. I have never witnessed and probably never will witness that as far as sports related. That was insane. Like when you mentioned that, dude, my head went into that moment. Like I am living that moment right now. I can feel it.
There's a few moments in West Virginia sports history I can remember exactly where I was. The emotions I felt. That's one of them.
And before you even bring it up, John Waffle, there's one that we can go to that depresses us as well.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna bring that up.
But it's part of life, dude. It's part of life.
It is, and it changed the landscape of college football. That game.
Yep, it happened. People don't realize that game actually influenced bringing the playoffs faster. Did you know that?
Well, explain that.
Because of, okay.
Oh, because of all the chaos. And
yes,
that happened.
It was. Yeah. I wouldn't say just that one game, but it was kind of the icing on the cake because of all the number 2s that knocked out, and it was the year that a 2-loss team won a national championship, and people were looking at, look at all these other 2-loss teams that were better than that one, but they just happened to get in because they lost sooner in the season, and that's why they won. So that really got the playoffs on the fast track.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So,
I agree.
Yep. That was historic.
What did I do during? I was actually at my company Christmas party.
Oh my gosh, dude!
The room to check the score. I came back downstairs and my boss looks at me and goes, "They're losing, aren't they?" I said, "How you know?" He said, "Your face is pale."
Exactly. Dude, I was with my friends. I was in my early 20s. Yeah. And we lived in West Virginia at the time. This is when we moved back. It was our second year up there, and we had made new friends, but it had been long enough to where we were hanging out with them. So there was about 20 of us there, and all of us had never seen each other that way before. Like we didn't know how to comfort each other. We didn't know how to talk. We didn't know what to say. It was just like even leaving his house was awkward. It made the whole evening awkward after that.
Yeah, and what was worse for me is my company is headquartered in Roanoke, Virginia.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's right near Blacksburg.
Everybody in the room, just about, probably 90% of the room was Virginia Tech people.
Oh, my gosh.
And they announced this, and that same night, Virginia Tech won the ACC championship or something.
Yep.
Anyway, they won a big game. And they announced the score of both of those games over the friggin' slough system at our company Christmas party. And when they said West Virginia lost, everybody in the room but me was cheering.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, man, that's extra bad, dude. That is awful. Extra bad. And then this other thing that added on to it was, okay, so we go to the Fiesta Bowl, all depressed and all this other stuff, but West Virginia's still your team, so you're gonna watch it and root for them. And it brought happiness, but the way that I compare it is the depression at 100% whenever we lost in the backyard brawl in 2007. I would say the Fiesta Bowl brought me up maybe 40% back up. In other words, there was still about a 60% gap of being depressed. Because I knew how good we were. I knew that if we had went to the national championship, we would have won it. So yeah, the Fiesta Bowl made me feel better, but at the same time, there's still that 60% gap where I know, oh my gosh, we really were that close to winning a national championship. Because people got to realize after you lose that, you're like, well, maybe we really weren't that good, and just had some luck. And then you go to the Fiesta Bowl and you blow out the Big 12 champs, Oklahoma. You're like, wait a minute, no, we were that good. And so it makes it hurt that much more. It's a tough feeling to explain, happiness, and yet at the same time, you're like, you realize how close you were to the national championship.
Why in the world would... Please don't tell me you're going to do a 13-9 shirt.
Why did he even suggest that? What are you thinking, Joey? I am not going to sell a 13-9 T-shirt. That's not happening.
The people that would buy it would be Talkis Pitt and John Waffle.
I don't care if that gets a 100% vote. We're not selling it.
He probably just done that to be funny.
Well, I mean, I'm smiling, so I guess it worked. Still not happening, though.
He got 40% of the vote.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise. Now people are going to be, funny and vote for that, so... Oh, John Waffle with another $1. He's lowballing me, by the way. $1.99 super chat. But I still appreciate it, John Waffle. Can you explain why you think you could beat OSU? What? Can you explain why you think you could beat OSU? What is he talking about?
Is he talking about Oklahoma State or Ohio State?
I didn't say either. Oh, Ohio State, because West Virginia was better. That's why.
Oh, he means in 07.
Yeah.
I got you.
Plain and simple. West Virginia was the best team in the nation.
Oh, yeah. My bossy was an LSU fan.
Yeah, people that are non-Pitt fans or non-Virginia Tech fans have said West Virginia was the best team in the nation that didn't win a national championship.
Yeah.
And ESPN has done a list of every year who the best team was that didn't win a national championship. And West Virginia is the team for 2007. Which, John Waffle, as a Pitt fan, that should make you feel good. Like, I'm not, trash talking you. I'm saying you beat the team that should have won the national championship. So, it's actually a good thing for you. Why did he
retracted it?
I don't...
For some reason.
Oh. I mean, it was just a question. It wasn't a trash talk question. I didn't have a problem with it. I was just explaining it. All right, that's cool.
All right, listen, I'm gonna jump off here. I know you've got other people wanting to call in. I don't want to steal the show, but
No, you're good.
I appreciate you letting me call in, man. It's been fun.
Anytime, man. It was awesome.
Have a good one.
You too, bud. Yeah, y'all go check out Kuz's Corner, a fellow West Virginia fan-based YouTube channel. I like the stuff he does. So, see, that's why I try to explain to Pitt fans. Not just that you beat West Virginia in the backyard brawl. Of course, that's always going to be a good feeling for you, just like it's always a good feeling for us when we beat you. But you beat the national champions. You did. Hey, you're on the Golden Blue, dude.
Hello.
What's going on?
Nothing much. My name is Dean. I was the one that talked the email.
Okay, cool. What's on your mind?
And I keep up with the ACC.
Okay.
I think that statement about Pitt returning 90% of its team is probably accurate.
Okay.
Because earlier this year, it was sometime in the middle of the regular season, I was looking at Pitt's group to see how many of Pitt's team were seniors.
Uh-huh.
And I think looking through like all their starters, it was like 2.
Wow. Okay.
It was something ridiculous like that.
And
so they had 2 seniors that were starters.
Okay, so besides graduation, I'm sure they lost a few through the transfer portal as well. But my question is, how many skill players? I know they lost their starting quarterback, Kenny Pickett. Is there anybody else substantial that they lost?
I can't remember the other guy that was a senior. I cannot remember. I've not kept up with the reporter.
Yeah, I'll have to look at the transfer portal as well. So he might be right. I'm just saying that. And like me and Kuz were saying, we weren't calling him a liar. It was just, I've never seen that before. It's difficult to believe. You know what I'm saying?
It's like if someone says they saw a purple horse.
Right.
You're not saying they're lying. It's just
very hard to believe.
Very rare.
But hey, maybe somebody spray painted a horse, which I do not condone. That's animal cruelty. But, you know, just point being, maybe they really did see a purple horse, and it's just hard to believe, you know?
Yeah, I think NC State, I think they can win the Atlantic if they can win in Clemson.
I don't think that's happening, though. That's the problem. I think what needs to happen for NC State to win the Atlantic is, I think that needs to be their only loss, because that will be a loss. I think that needs to be their only loss in ACC play, and then they need Clemson to lose 2 other games.
Which, I mean, Clemson, how their season's going to go, for me, what I've seen, it looks like it's going to depend on whether or not if one of their quarterbacks can come through and be good.
Okay, here's the issue that I have with Clemson right now. Number 1, DJ Uiagalelei. How much is he going to improve? Because he needs to improve a lot, okay? Second thing is, what is their defense going to look like without Brent Venables? I mean, I don't care who you are. When you lose a coordinator of that caliber, it's going to hurt. But how much is it going to hurt? And will they be able to put enough Band-Aids on to where it won't matter in the ACC? A lot of questions at Clemson. And I know they also lost their offensive coordinator, but I wasn't too impressed with him anyways. I don't think that's going to hurt as bad as losing the defensive coordinator, Brent Venables. I think that's what's going to hurt the most.
I totally agree. Losing Tony Elliott compared to losing Brent Venables,
it's not really comparable.
Like a paper cut to a gunshot.
Exactly.
They're not the same at all.
And that's not saying that Tony Elliott wasn't a good coach. He didn't have as big of an impact as Brent Venables. Brent Venables, those defenses that you saw on the field you saw Brent Venables on the field. That was him. Yeah. He put himself into that defense. So I'm going to be curious to see the identity of Clemson. That's my biggest question mark. What are they going to be on defense?
Yeah, I remember when they were talking about that Brent Venables was the favorite for getting the Oklahoma job. All the NC State fans were like, "Oh yeah, we'll pay for it. We'll pay for a plane ticket to Oklahoma. We'll pay for his one-way ticket. Don't come back."
I heard about that too. Clemson fans, I'm just telling you, it's gonna hurt.
Yes, I'm an NC State fan. I was jumping up and down when I saw that they lost Venables.
Yeah. But the thing is, Clemson does have a ton of talent. I mean, Clemson's been recruiting at an elite level, so will they be able to cover that up? And if so, how much?
Clemson's been recruiting at all the time.
You know what? You can boil it down to this: how many wins or losses, however you want to say it, is Brent Venables worth to Clemson?
Well, if you look at it, the main reason that Clemson didn't get blown out by NC State was that Clemson was able to get off the field on third down versus NC State. How much does that change? Because if you look at the yard, NC State totally destroyed Clemson.
Yeah.
It's just all a matter of would Clemson have still been able to get off the field as much if they didn't have Brent Venables. Furthermore, it's how many one-possession games did they have?
Exactly.
The other way, like you think, like maybe that Florida State game goes the other way.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the defenses under Brent Venables wasn't a bend don't break. It was get off the field after third down. And Clemson was really good at keeping their defense fresh because they were good at getting off the field after third down. It's not like they let opponents drive, and just, finally held them to a field goal or pushed them out of field goal range, still got worn out. No, Clemson was good at getting off the field after, a 3 and out or, after maybe one first down. And the defense stayed fresh throughout the game. That's how they won games. They wore down their opponents. And their offense was not elite last year, but that same defensive mentality kept them in games. So how high does the offensive climb, and how far does the defense fall with Brent Venables gone? And where does it equal out?
I agree, because I think last year, Clemson, it's very arguable whether or not they had the best defense in the ACC. I think it's close. I think it's a close call between which one had the better defense, NC State or Clemson. I think it was really close between the two.
Dennis Haiti says, I seriously do not think Golden Blue Dude has any understanding of the game besides what he watches on TV. He's even lacking in basic video game football knowledge. Dude, I know play call language.
Oh man.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Because I know y'all were talking about like all the times that West Virginia had disappointed you, but it could be worse. You could be told that your rival has a dynasty. And NC State is all about that, because NC State is arguably the only reason that Clemson actually was able to have its dynasty.
Would you call? I know Clemson is in the Atlantic, but North Carolina is in state. Which one's the bigger rival?
Clemson.
I didn't realize that. I did not realize that. Oh, John Waffle, of course, is going to agree with Dennis.
I think it's UNC in every other sport, but in terms of football, it's Clemson.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
In basketball, it's UNC.
Okay, I understand. So it's different for the sports. I got you. And is it because Clemson's kind of stood in the way of NC State from winning the Atlantic?
That, and it's also, I don't like that university. It's my second least favorite in every other sport and my least favorite in football.
Hey, Brendan Baker, I appreciate you defending me, but dude, don't worry about it. People talk trash to me all the time. I don't even sweat it. It makes me laugh. But I appreciate the loyalty. I really do.
The reason I said that NC State is the only reason that Clemson was able to have a dynasty was because there was actually 2 points that NC State could have ended Clemson's dynasty before it got started.
What 2 points are those?
In 2016 and 2017, they could have beat Clemson, and it would probably have changed.
I agree with the 2016. I'm not sure about 2017 because I think by then Clemson was rolling. I think they could have still recovered. 2016, you could have stopped it before it even started. I do agree with that.
Because Kyle Bambard, he missed wide right.
Yeah, there was a few games NC State lost by their own mistake.
Don't tell me about it.
That was crazy. I thought they had that game won, and he missed it. I was like, what?
I agree. I was going crazy, and it's like wide right. And I thought, like, when we had missed that field goal at the end of regulation, I'm like, oh my goodness, 2016 all over again.
Yeah.
But I think that was like 2016 not happening again. And I'm wondering if it's going to be something like 2017, except the game goes differently in 2017 as well.
You know, now that I think about that moment where he missed that field goal, to me, that would have to be the feeling of pretty much knowing you're about to win the game to pretty much knowing you're about to lose the game.
Yeah.
Because you had to know that when he missed it, Clemson was going to end it in overtime.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a complete 180 as far as, emotional, the way you feel emotionally. I can definitely see that for sure.
Because 2017, I think if NC State wins in 2017, Clemson doesn't win the Atlantic, I think. I think NC State wins it if they had won in 2017.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think there's several years where if NC State beats Clemson, they win it because they were the second best team in the Atlantic. They've been consistently the second best team in the Atlantic. So it's just Clemson's built this dynasty, and NC State's really, really good, but they're not elite.
Yeah.
So
2018 was one where I don't really sweat it that much because Clemson was just way better.
2018 was one of those years where Clemson had that nasty defense as well.
Yeah. It's one where I don't sweat it because Clemson was just the better team. And State would have to have done like 40 million different things to have won the game. But 2016, 2017, they were basically right there.
1 or 2 plays away. I agree with that.
Yes. But if State is successful in either one or both of those scenarios, it likely ends the whole Clemson dynasty.
Yeah, I agree.
All the national championships likely do not happen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially the 2016 one. Hey, man, I'm going to let you go. I'm about to wrap up the show. I'm getting a little tired. Going to head to bed, recharge. That way I can put out another good video tomorrow.
One other thing I was going to say, though, is that I did speak to someone that I know that's involved in D3 sports, and they don't think that conference realignment is going to touch D3 and D2.
I could agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. Although in basketball, like a team like Loyola Chicago, they're leaving the Ohio Valley. I can't remember where they're going to, or is it the Missouri Valley? Anyways, they're leaving and going to another conference, and there's a few other teams. So could it trickle down past that in football? It could, but probably not. The chances aren't very high.
Yeah, but Missouri Valley though is still a D1 conference.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, lower teams in D1 are swapping conferences as they get stronger. It could happen in subdivisions if teams get stronger and they want to be in a better conference, but it's just not a high likelihood.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the way I see that, though. But hey, man, I appreciate the phone call, man. This was a great conversation. You brought up a lot of good points.
I think it's important to remind everyone that UNC blew it versus NC State this year.
Yeah.
Finally, something that, like, it was opposite NC State.
Yeah. And y'all will probably beat them again because I see North Carolina take another step back this year. I think they're on the downswing.
I think right now my prediction would be, because of all the question marks around Clemson, I think it's NC State and Miami.
I like it. I think this is a 4-team race. In the Coastal, I have Miami and Pitt, and in the Atlantic, Clemson and NC State. And I'm going to pick Clemson and Miami, but it could be any 4 of those teams.
Yeah. I think Pitt, it all depends on how Kendon Slovis plays.
Yeah, I mean... If
he's good, then it'll be Pitt. If he's not, it'll be Miami.
And how good the offense... I mean, the offensive line was actually pretty decent this year, but USC's offensive line protected him really, really well last year. Whenever I looked up those stats, I was surprised. I thought maybe he had a bad year because, his offensive line was bad and he was running for his life. That's not the case. He had excellent protection. So, yeah, that definitely made me raise my eyebrows and made me feel a little bit better inside about that game between West Virginia and Pitt.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Anything can happen.
Okay. Have a nice day.
You too, man. Call in next time. We had some great callers this evening, some great trash talk, even in the comments section. Like I've always said, I encourage trash talk. It doesn't bother me. I don't take it personal. It makes me laugh sometimes. Although there is one. There is one. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Tar Heel. My gosh, that dude is so narcissistic, it drives me nuts. And it's not that he offends me or anything. I just don't like narcissistic people. Like, I don't like them. They get on my nerves. So, out of anybody that's trolled me or trash talked, that's the one guy that he can get underneath my skin. He can. And I can admit that. I definitely can admit that. But for the most part, I actually enjoy trash talk. Let me scroll up and see who I can shout out from last time. I know I missed some people. Where did we start here? Dark Mathis, shouted him out. Okay, Jennifer Miller, Brian Myers, who else did I miss? MSU Detroit fan, Major Wolf, I think I got him though. Christian, Trent in the SIP. Eddie, already got him. Who else? I'm coming to you, Trash Talker. I know. BYU Tube. By the way, BYU Tube has a YouTube channel about BYU and some other college football content. Go check it out. Some good stuff. Who else? Chase the Great. Shout you out, man. Talk is Pitt did stop by. I missed a few of your comments. Sorry about that, man. I guess I got into the conversation. Dennis Haiti. There he is, the Trash Talker. I'm still going to shout you out, man. I got you. Larry Martin. Is that everybody? Did I miss anybody? I think I got everybody. Looks like it. Alright, I think I got everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. Leave a comment in the comment section whenever we got off here. Anyways, appreciate everybody stopping by. Everybody with the super chats from Andre King to John Waffle, H2P, and Ray Finkel's house. All you guys, thank you for supporting the channel. What level troll are you, John Waffle? How many levels do I have? I'll say 1 to 5. 5 being, I think Target would be a 5. I mean, he's a narcissist and gets under my skin. John Waffle, I'll put you at a 3. I'll put you at a 3. There's a few times where you've gotten to me, but for the most part, I can handle you. Dennis Haiti, I'll probably put you at a 3, I'll put you at a 3 as well. Anybody else that wants to troll me, just leave a comment, ask me what level I have you at, and then I'll answer you. 1 to 5. Y'all have a good night. Anyways, I'll have one more short live show either tomorrow or the next to finish out my logo brackets. Last 4 regions, I have to random draw those. And then after that, I'll start making the videos where you actually vote on the logos. Rules are simple. So here's how we do it. Whenever we're randomly drawing the logos, if you don't like where your logo ended up and you want to move them to a different matchup or you want them to have a higher seed, Super Chat will do that. But that's only during the random drawing. After that, the brackets are done. I make the videos. People vote on it. Then I do a live show on the votes. If you Super Chat, you can add how many ever votes by the dollar. So if you do a $5 Super Chat, you add 5 votes to whatever logo you choose. And Patreon members get that automatically too. So if you're $5 Patreon, 5 extra votes right there. And PayPal is doubled. So if you vote through PayPal, let's say you send a $5 PayPal, that's 10 votes. So I'll refresh the rules, but quick and simple. Super Chat, 1 vote per dollar, and PayPal, double it up. So 2 votes per dollar. There you go, guys. Anyways, y'all have a good night. I'm going to get off here. Great show, great trolling, great call-ins, great everything. I loved it. I give it a solid A.